Perfect.
Okay.
So how's the weekend coming along?
Pretty good. Can you see me now or?
I can perfectly see you. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, because it usually has a small version of me. I don't see
That's
it.
right. That's right. That's right.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, it's going good. I'm going to my do you know the industry room at Broadway Comedy Club?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to support a friend at 5:30. So
Oh, great. Great, great, great. That's great. So tell me a little bit about your comedy journey. I see you at Williamsburg, open mic, and it's so much fun. You being the host, and you know, uh,
yeah, uh, I the actual start of it was my cousin is a was a really good comedian. Unfortunately, he passed away, but he always wanted me to do comedy. And for years, I'm 44, so I'm a bit older than some of these young bucks.
Mhm.
And I was at Radio City Music Hall for you remember when Conan O'Brien sorry, you remember when he went on like hiatus because he quit the job?
Yes.
He quit the Tonight Show and he did a tour. So I was in Radio City Music Hall, and the energy in the theater, it kind of clicked in my head, and I was like, I want to start doing this. So
Great.
it still took me a few more years, but I finally took the stage in like 2016, and
Great.
I've been doing it ever since.
Oh,
So
that's great.
yeah,
That's
pretty consistently and
that.
everything.
I also went to Trevor Noah's when he was hosting today's show, and then I also went to Stephen Colbert,
Okay, cool.
and I also went to this guy. He hosts this late night. I forgot his name. Mm.
Myers or
Yes, yes.
yeah.
Full Chris Myers. Forgot his name. Full name.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I spoke to Trevor Noah as well during the show.
That's all. You were one of the people he questioned
Yes.
or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. I was in the audience. Yeah.
Yeah. What
Uh,
was your question? Do you remember?
yeah, I asked him that, how do you recognize you're not in Johannesburg and you're in New York when you wake up suddenly?
That's great.
Yeah.
What
So
was his answer?
his answer was a little ambiguous. I think he probably said that, when I'm crossing the road, then I don't have to see in New York. And in Johannesburg, you cannot even cross the road when the even the light is
Yeah,
red.
because most New Yorkers just walk right through. They don't
Yeah.
give a crap.
That's right. I think Evan is here as well.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Be good to see him too. Huh?
Yep, yep, yep.
Hey, what's
Oh,
up?
oh,
What's going on? Huh?
oh, nothing much.
Oh,
Having a
all
great
right. I
morning,
was like,
afternoon now. Sorry.
yeah, yeah. So, yeah. Are we starting or what? Is this the podcast?
Yes.
All
Yes.
right, cool.
We
We're
are
good to
on.
go.
We are on. Yeah, yeah, we are on.
No, I know. I didn't know
Yeah,
if
yeah.
because he's on now, you then start.
Right, 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 right. No, no,
I'm
no. So
screwing this podcast up already.
no, no, no. It's very casual, and since it's comedy based, so anything goes.
Oh,
Uh,
awesome.
yeah. Everything is for fun. Everything is for love, and
Very wide ranging.
I figured with a doctor on the call, anything goes. Not just
absolutely. Yeah. In my world, everything is a mode of learning, and even the most racist tirades and ranting and venting. For me, it's a mode of learning the opposite point of view, and
just don't take me down with you on this.
no, no, no. And
Well, it's hard to make assumptions about you, Doctor. Like me and Mark, we share a certain complexion, which makes it more difficult for us to go on such a
no,
racist
no,
tirade as you might
no,
engage
no, no,
with.
no, no.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
just be like,
talk.
oh, good to know. That's all
Talking about yeah, white guys, last night I said, during their routines and bits, white guys don't like to be interrupted, just like in regular life, it's part of things. But I said that, but it doesn't matter to them when they interrupt the countries and history and
Well,
Then
like,
oh,
what did Snipes say? He said that you didn't listen to the content of what I said. You just looked at my. That's the whole thing. They assumed everything he said was way worse than it actually was because they didn't get the intricacies of the joke. They're just
yeah.
like, I
Oh,
hear
you were there.
racist white man talking. I'm
You
gonna
were
just turn
there.
off
You
my
were there
brain.
as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's
But
awesome.
it's something that happens to me too. I'm sure it happened. Well, I don't think that. Do you engage with that kind of material, Mark?
I'm I curse a little, but I'm PG for the most part. I'm more self-deprecating, so I can't
Well,
get
you
mad
have
at
your
myself.
what El Helpo.
Oh, hell, help! Hey, come on now,
El Helpe. Excuse me.
yeah, that's about as much as I.
I love your bit about the stroke, you know. Uh,
Oh yeah.
I love that bit. And I always remember that. And every time I think, I mean, I see you, that bit comes in my head.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. I had the strokes for a reason to make you remember them. Remember me.
Mm.
Yeah, that's what we were discussing yesterday. That how can the most challenging situations in our life, how to spin it into something funny, and that's an art in its own. And not only that, but also to let it lose its power over us. You know, just
I made sure I didn't interrupt you because I didn't want to be a white guy.
no, go ahead. Feel free to
No,
interrupt
but it
over here.
with a lot of comedians and my friends, like when something bad happens, I because it's a coping mechanism. I'm like,
That
did you
is
get any
right.
material out
That's
of
right.
it? Whether it's a breakup or a stroke, whatever, you know.
That's right. And one of my Jewish friends, she said that exactly the same thing, that it's the coping mechanism. I asked her, how come all the great comedians are 70% Jewish people, and she said that's our coping mechanism. I
Yeah.
said I thought it because it's for free and doesn't cost anything. That's why.
Well, I think that like something that we said, I was saying earlier too, like kind of sitting outside of the dominant like structure, it gives you more range in what you're able to do.
Yes,
You
right.
know,
Right. That's
like
correct.
me, I have to be a lot more careful about what I'm saying
I
because it's
totally
going to
endorse
be
that.
taken with
Yeah.
all this
I
context.
empathize. I empathize totally, and this is the actuality because there are so many things, a spectrum of things that I see as an outsider, not as an outcast, but as an outsider from an external viewpoint. Because
Yeah.
you get into that sometimes into that bubble, and an echo chamber, so to say, and
Well, as you guys know, at a lot of these mics, you hear the same stuff. So it's just
Mhm.
like people do. I'm like, you're not gonna go break out if you're doing the same material like dating apps and all that horseshit.
right, right, right.
Hopefully, neither of you have dating app material.
I have. I recently came up with dating app material. I said I'm going to add an option in dating apps of body count.
See, that's original. I haven't heard that.
And
As long as it's original, you can
yeah,
jump into the subject.
no,
But
actually,
it's
me and Evan are working on a dating app, and
oh
just out of the blue, I said, because this is like very extreme, and in fact, day before yesterday, when I tried it for the first time at Secret Pour, and the feedback girl over there was, she could not believe what I said, and there was a black guy who was laughing like crazy, and she said, "What do you mean?" I said, "Go tell her what I mean." So, and then Evan had a new spin on it. Evan, tell your spin.
Oh, on the dating app?
No, on the body count.
Oh gosh. Yeah. No, that's for you, it's a special feature where, it's a location. You add locations for the body count because you want to know where the bodies are buried. Where, where it's the Merkin. It's in Laramie's basement. That's exactly where. It's just a big bright flashing light.
well, I love that spot. Like I did it one
Oh,
time.
it's
It's a
hilarious.
cool spot. No?
I was there last night.
Oh, okay. I think he posted pictures, I think, right? I
Mhm.
can't remember. As you're scrolling Instagram, you see so much. I'm like, a lot of times I come up to comedians, I'm like, I really liked your video, but I forgot to like it. And he's like, the whole point is to like
Yes,
it to get the
yes,
views.
yes.
I don't give a shit if you like it. I want you to like it.
Just press
Or,
the button.
or just liking or just liking it in the messenger, it's the same
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, it's all everybody's so a slave to the algorithm or whatever. But I
That's right.
understand it. You're trying to get out there, but
That's right.
Well, that's part of the reason
I
I don't
because of the
engage with it.
strokes, I sometimes forget to comment or like.
That's right. Because you host some, mics, and the reason you have to be, conscious about your material as well, is because you are moderator as well. Just not a host. You are a
Yeah,
moderator as well, and you have to. Uh, Strangely enough, when I was new and I did not know the unspoken etiquettes, one time there was this host named I think Mac. I Mac Miller. I don't know.
oh well, that's a
No, no,
rapper.
I don't think it was Mac Miller.
Yeah,
If
I
Mac
think
Miller's hosting a mic, he's really hit rock.
he is. He's from New Jersey, but I don't see his. He was on with me on Facebook. Anyway, so I had no idea, and I started a rant about McDonald and Macintosh and Mac, and initially he tried to avoid me, and then he started, contributing into it. But I felt that he was uneasy, so I just stepped back. So yeah, because I did not know, because I thought he's a comedian himself and he would engage and exchange. So
Yeah,
the
I
job of
grew up the youngest of four, so I love it when people make fun of me because my brothers and sisters used to,
Mhm.
they still do, just make fun of my ass. So I'm
Uh,
more comfortable with just people ripping my fat
yeah,
ass.
yeah,
Do
but
you
Some,
do
but
any
there's
roast
a,
stuff, Mark?
huh?
Do you do any roast stuff?
No, because I don't like to be mean. I have a pinned tweet or whatever. I say I want to start a toast battle where we just lob compliments back in. Nobody will buy tickets because nobody wants to
Nobody
see
wants
you're
to see
phenomenal.
that. I want to see you rip some people apart, Mark.
Yeah, I sometimes do it like joking around, and I've hurt people's feelings because I'm just like, whoops. Because comedians, as you know, are very sensitive.
I have a thick skin. I have no issues with that. The name of the host is James Mack. Maybe you guys know him.
Oh no,
Yeah,
he's a good friend of mine.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. That's what
yeah. I took overtook the
Yes,
Williamsburg
yes,
mic was
that's right.
his mic.
Yes,
Yeah,
I was at his last show. Yeah.
was it Pioneers or?
No, no, here at Williamsburg.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Yeah,
all
yeah.
right, yeah, yeah,
Before you took over, I think you
yeah.
were there as well, and probably you were discussing something of continuing it the next time. But he said that this is my last show.
Oh,
So
okay, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
so because he was very kind enough. Later on as well, we connected on Facebook, but I was totally, unaware of the norms. And
Yeah,
later I understood, as I started going to different places, because I started from QED, and QED somehow has a culture of roasting the host, but I
yeah.
did not know that, Then I, looked it up on Reddit and other places, and I found that, that that you have to
Different
maintain the
places have
decorum.
completely different. It's different depending on where you are. Like we were
Yeah,
talking about this with heckling last night. You
Right.
know, different. Some places there's a lot of hecklers, and if you walk in there and you're used to everybody not heckling, and you get real stressed when people heckle, then you're going to get eaten alive.
That's right.
yeah.
You have to get that practice in.
That's right. That's right.
Were you guys at the one mic? It might have been a month ago, but there was some drunk guy who wasn't a comedian. He was just interrupting. I politely asked him not to, because I'm a nice guy. I was like, yeah. He ended up leaving, which made everybody feel happy.
Last night also
But
there
it's a
was.
really sad thing when you see somebody up there with a microphone and they aren't able to hold their own against a random audience member.
Yeah,
You know, they get lost in their material and then they can't even talk. And it's like,
yeah.
make fun of the guy. What are you doing? It's like it's so you're missing out on a great clip of you just ripping this because nobody's going to feel bad. Everybody will feel bad if you just started ripping, especially some minority group or something like that. But if there's some Asian dude in the crowd that's heckling, all of a sudden you can say the most racist Asian stuff. Nobody's gonna mind.
That's
Can't wait for the next Mike Wednesday when I'm recording y'all ripping somebody.
I mean, obviously, Mark, you are more senior to both of us. So I think it's an 80s thing that heckling is also considered. Eddie Murphy once said that heckling is considered bombing in many situations as well.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
Like because of the strokes, I try to stay on topic, but because I'll forget where I'm at, and then it gets like
Yeah,
even now I'm stumbling over words, I get lost.
that's
So like
exactly
if
what I
it's a
said.
regular show, also I'm pretty like set up punchline, and people don't have a lot of time in my set to jump in, you know.
Okay. Yeah.
Mm.
That's
I mean,
because
but a couple of times they've heckled, I've added into my set because there was some funny shit. Like
right.
that, one of my jokes, I probably said it at the mic, but I talked about uh, it's my I applied for what is it? Applied for an organization that caters to illegal immigrants, and I said they denied me, yada yada, and I said I jumped over the fence, and then some guy was like, "You didn't fucking jump over the fence," because I was like 400 pounds at the time. So I'm like, that gets a good laugh. Or he said, your fat ass didn't hop over the fence. So I'm butchering my own material.
Mm-hmm.
But I like adding it in when it can go in nicely, you know.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, you are 400 pounds. That's amazing.
Yeah, I was 415. Let's give me extra. Not.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, I still have like 80 more pounds to lose, but my goal weight's like around 200. So,
Oh, that's
but yeah, want to
that's
get them leggings. You know what I mean?
yes, of course. Of course. Why not? Why not?
Funny and sexy. Come on now.
Yes,
Oh my
that's
gosh.
a deadly combination.
How long have both of you been doing stand up then?
Can you guess, Mark? In my
Mm,
case, a wild guess.
2 weeks? No, I'm just uh
With your experience.
let's say maybe 6 months.
So in May, in fact, in end of April, it's gonna be 1 year.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
All right, yeah. So 11 months basically, yeah.
yeah. But
Uh,
I'm pretty excited, very happy with the journey and the
Actually, I should that makes more sense because you do seem very comfortable up there. And yeah, so that makes a lot of sense. Are you going to celebrate your 1 year anniversary doing anything like?
I'm going to, yeah, maybe at Tiny Cupboard, I'm going to bring beers or something like that because I met so many wonderful people and I just, being 50 and, I going through the midlife, or the upper midlife crisis, you know, feeling left out in the society. I just activated this new source of happiness and fun and meeting new people and intellectuals and people who are honest and brave at the same time. So this is just an amazing feeling, and it's like I have rebooted my life, in the way that, in terms of some looking forward to something and some amazing people.
Oh, yeah, it really the community and everything. Because I was depressed for 20 years. That's why I got up to 400 pounds. I just kept eating and eating and eating.
Right, right, right.
The but has your wife seen you perform? Because you're married, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, has your wife seen you perform?
Well, initially, that's what I was talking yesterday as well. It's funny because initially I used to ask her to do the captions, and then it was filthy material, so she refused. And then she has never read any of my books and never seen any of my documentaries or, listened to any of my songs completely. So I assume that the material I do now, she will never see, because if she sees, then yeah, I'll be on the verge of a divorce.
I didn't know you had any of that. That's awesome. Documentaries and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'll
I
definitely
mean,
have to check it out sometime.
I do material about my abusive ex, and she's terrible. She hates me, which is great because if I give her any tell her any of my material, if she laughs, I know it's good.
Yeah.
I know
That's
she won't give
that's
me any. But when she thinks it's funny, I'm like, oh shit, there's really something here. I don't. It's I swear. It's got a better accuracy rate than doing it at open mics. If
Right.
I tell a joke and she thinks it's funny, it's in the set.
Yes. It's merit.
is she one of the people that pulled the gun on you? No.
Well,
Also,
the getting taped to my chair, I just
Oh
told that
wow.
story to this chick I was dating. I was just and she's like, she turns to me, she's like, that should be your opener.
Yeah,
also,
because you want to
And
grab the audience.
there we go. Now
no pun
it
intended.
does.
Yeah, exactly. I just realized.
Also,
How long have you been doing it, Evan?
A year and a half. I started
Okay.
on my birthday,
Oh,
um,
cool.
so it's a
That was
good
like your
anniversary.
birthday gift to yourself, or
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I didn't.
oh, that's
It was
awesome.
my 40th birthday, and I
Yeah.
didn't do anything. I just sat around all day, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna write something up and do an open mic, and I did.
That's awesome. That's a great story.
great because you feel high on your birthday, on that specific day when you're born, or
Yeah,
even in that zone of
I didn't
synchronicity.
think I was gonna do it again, and
Oh,
then I was out the next day. I couldn't
You got
stop.
the
I caught the
bug or
bug.
whatever they
I caught the
say.
bug. Yeah.
Did
I just,
it
I,
go well?
Yeah, it went like people were so like it was similar to the stuff that I'm doing now as far as it being like very like bookish or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, but
The first joke I ever did when I finally got up the courage to do it, I made this chimpanzee noise and I said that's hello and good afternoon in chimpanzee. And literally heard one guy cough and somebody came up to me after and was like, you scared the shit out of us because I screamed it into the mic. I was and I can't do the noise anymore. People were just like, what the fuck? Got no fucking laughs. And it was one of those, maybe you two similar, where you have 5 minutes. I think I did 3 minutes.
I think initially I also did 3 minutes, and the only thing in the beginning I think is that you cannot time your thoughts because intellectually you are the same person. But I was also, I had also because my favorite influence was Louis Black, so I also wanted to this satirical stuff, but it was not flying well, so I just switched to Dick and Pussy, and since then I'm Dr. Hawk Tuah.
At
Doing
the New
good.
York City open mic.
Yes. I just wanted to say that I just hope that I think my wife is scared to not my material because she thinks that maybe I will start asking for captioning again. So I just
well,
removed the
it
idea of it.
we were talking last week about working clean, and that's something that's difficult for you, Doc. But
It's
like Mark, you know a lot more about it than we do, so I'd like to pick your brain about that a little bit, about where exactly that line is for you as far as working clean and not working clean.
Yeah, it depends. Let me think here. Obviously, cursing too much, or sometimes black comedians say the N word too much. And it's just like, it depends. Like, are you talking about like auditioning or something?
I mean, just generally, I noticed that your work is really clean.
Yeah, yeah. I curse off stage, but not on stage. I just think a good curse word is great if it's like placed to one time, but a lot of comedians say it too much and it waters it down.
that's correct.
Like if you don't say a curse word and then all of a sudden you say it for one punchline, then it's hilarious, you know.
It is absolutely agreed. I mean, the
And
economy.
also, you guys probably agree in conversation too, and I need to speak better. Like when you curse too much, you kind of sound stupid, you know,
It's true.
when every other word is like a curse word.
That is right. It loses
But
its meaning as well,
yeah, yeah,
and the attack in it, and what there is this certain aesthetic standard to inject it at with right timing, so that it becomes more poisonous and meaningful.
yeah,
But like you said, if you and again, economy of using these words is what makes them brilliant.
yeah, yeah. I just owe it because my mom sometimes watches my videos, and it's not like I can get that graphic, and I'm just naturally not that like type of person. Off stage, yeah. But yeah, I'm trying to think how I would describe it because I just some of the stuff gets too filthy. I go rule of thumb, like, because a lot of shows, like, I always tell younger comedians, especially like, they're always rule of thumb, half of the audience is women because too many people do like poop jokes and stuff, and women aren't going to find that funny for the most part. So I try not to discuss the audience. Now there's some phenomenal comedians that love diving in the mud, you know. The that probably didn't answer your question, but yeah,
No,
it's just
I
my
think that
natural.
poop jokes are a really good, interesting kind of because there's nothing more essential to like children's comedy, like literally for kids, as poop jokes. But at the same time, poop jokes can be way too blue. Like you can't do that joke in front of kids. So
Yeah, and
that
a lot.
it just depends on like even the
Well,
words that you use when you say poop as opposed to shit. Like
yeah.
it's
yeah.
No, a lot of times, sometimes you'll be performing at a restaurant and people are eating, and then I've seen some comedians talk about like their period or poop. I'm just like, these people are trying to eat.
Right. Have to
I
really.
shit my pants yesterday. Oh yeah, we're allowed to curse. Well, too late. Now I'm just kidding.
I just also try to see, like you said about your mom. I just try. I'm just scared, in fact, that my kids don't see it. Also, their school, and but I that's why I changed the stage name as well. Number one, number two, I used to release my
Wait. Your first name's not Hawk? I'm just.
so yeah, in Airwolf, my name was Hawk. Yeah. So I used to release some studio recordings as well, before, and some of the material was explicit. So then I deleted it from Apple Music and Spotify because my kids listen to my music, and so
How
yeah,
old are your kids?
8 and 10.
Oh, okay.
So I just
Yeah.
moved it because then I started releasing it as podcasts, and then we started doing this.
Oh, that's cool.
That was initial very in very beginning because I never thought that I would be able to actually deliver these jokes on stage because I've been a copywriter all my life. So I thought, I can write this stuff and record it and see where it goes because I was always a fan of George Collins' studio recordings.
Yeah, so Evan, we know why you got started. Why did you take the stage, Dr. Hawk? To
just oh
no,
yeah,
no.
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, you said
Sorry.
it was your 40th, and you were like,
You're right.
"Let's
Yeah,
do it."
yeah, yeah. What
Yeah,
yeah, what was it, Doc? What
Yeah,
made you
yeah.
so
decide to go?
okay, so I was feeling really antsy and in the sense that I've been doing music and I just wanted to, and I was always a class clown in the sense that I was able to relate with all the groups in the class. So I used to say absurd shit that used to stick with people, and used to give nicknames to my
Shocking. No.
yeah. Yeah, but of course, I was always a fan, and for me, it's extremely cathartic and extremely therapeutic in the sense that I feel if I had known about it, I would have started earlier because I feel I can express myself in poetry, then then music. But now I feel that comedy is somewhere I feel extremely enlightened and light as well, and I feel expressed more than poetry or music. So it is now, and then the weird shit that I say, I cannot write it in books, and nobody reads books these days. So I'm writing this Hawk to a book as well, but then I've completed it, but that was in context of elections and Hawk to a girl. But now I have new material with rape and slavery and more controversial material. So I'm thinking of adding it, or maybe in a second edition, or I don't know. But yeah, it's been a brilliant way of expression.
Yeah, cathartic was a great word, and I
Yeah.
think I know the answer, Evan. It brings you catharticism, right? I can't
Well, yeah,
because
before I'd started doing stand up, I something that my partner would say or she would like we're hanging out with a group of people and whatever I'm saying she'd say, "Oh no, no, don't worry, he's just joking."
Yeah.
And now when I do whatever I'm going to say from the stage then I don't need that person because everybody understands that context. Because a lot of times the stuff that I'm saying, if you don't realize that I'm joking when I'm starting, then you're like, how can you say this seriously? It's like, no, I'm not saying it seriously.
That's a problem. That's a huge problem because I before all my vile and poisonous material used to be, stuck up in my head, and then I used to spit it out at strange timing and situations, which was odd. But now the other problem that my wife faces is that I have become so well timed with my BS that it has become a problem for her. She cannot,
she can't detect it now.
doesn't have a good comeback except for losing her temper.
Now you grew up in Pakistan or
Yeah,
what part?
Karachi.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
Evan, you were California or?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's where I started. I moved
Oh,
out to New York in November.
oh, okay. So you're newly here too.
Yeah.
When did
Well,
you move?
Doc's been here for a while.
Oh, okay. How long?
almost 10 years now, more than.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
But
Yeah, I moved.
Evan has the typical LA eloquence, I think, that he brings,
Yeah.
which you don't find here in New York. It's
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
different in its.
How about you, Mark?
Yeah, I moved in 2003 when I was 22. I lived in Manhattan for 11 years. Got kicked out, went to housing court. I have a whole set about that too.
Wow.
And now I live in
Hear that.
Queens with like well, there's probably they come and go my roommates, but so a bunch of roommates. I have my own room and bathroom.
So, what's your stance on the on all three of the boroughs? Because you're out in Brooklyn all the time, so you know a lot about all three of them.
Yeah, I mean, I really loved where I lived in East Village. It was 14th Street between First and A. Because where I live now is more like family and stuff. It's good for me now because when I was 22 or whatever, you want to be in Manhattan, but I like Queens the best now.
Same here.
Yeah, yeah,
I love I love
I'm a
Brooklyn. I love Brooklyn. It's more weirder than I think Austin, for different reasons. Yeah, but it's too much for my nerves. I cannot. So Queens is the place where I want to live. Although it's
Brooklyn's too weird.
sorry,
Brooklyn's too weird.
Brooklyn is yeah, pleasantly weird for me, because I'm weird as well. But I
No,
cannot.
but compared to like you prefer Queens because Brooklyn is too weird to live.
Yes, I think so. It's like heavy on my nerves when I feel that, and like I have traveled all over the world and I can sense, where I would feel comfortable. So, in order to reboot, I need to be in Queens and, and shut myself down and then, start myself up again. But
Yeah, and I love different cultures and everything, and where I live, it's just like everybody because I'm right off Roosevelt Avenue, and so I see everybody. So it's cheaper and easier than actually flying to these places.
But again, I have to drive like 3, 4 times a week to Brooklyn, which is like a waste of time and fuel as well. But I would love to explore some, calm spots in Brooklyn. Maybe Evan can, guide me or something. I would love to, move to Brooklyn because all the activity is there, and the cultivation of art is much better than it is in Manhattan. Because Manhattan,
Well, as you know, the club Williamsburg Comedy Club, just getting off the subway, walking there, you feel like you're in Manhattan.
Yeah.
It's got that East Village type feel and stuff.
that's true, yeah. But again, it doesn't have that commercial pressure, that Manhattan establishments have. And same is
Yeah.
about Freddy's and all over the Brooklyn. I think that's the most beautiful aspect that they are not only receptive in terms of your material and content, but also in number of drinks and paid or unpaid shows and stuff like that.
Where do you guys get up mostly? Other than my fabulous mic. Not.
The
Tiny
tiny
cupboard.
cupboard.
That's
Oh, okay, cool.
that's our
Yeah.
gym actually. That's our comedy gym.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
because I've seen you post a lot from the tiny cupboard.
Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
they still do like shows in the church in the back, or is it all on that third floor or whatever?
No, it's. I mean, all the open mics are up there on the third floor.
Do
Yeah.
they? But do you know? Do they do shows in that church that's out back, or is that closed? No?
No, I mean the shows at the in the main room. Is
Is the
that?
main room the church or what?
I guess it is.
Yeah,
But yeah, yeah, yeah. They do.
yeah,
I mean, they've got a lot of audience every night
yeah.
because they have like that monthly membership thing.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like you go to one show and you can basically go there every night. So a lot of
Oh,
people keep going back.
oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I knew
That's how
that.
they pack the house.
Okay.
Evan, do you live in Brooklyn? Do you live near there?
Yeah.
Or?
I live like halfway between Tiny Cupboard and Eastville, so I'm always transiting between those two spots.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. Do you guys like Eastville?
No, I don't.
Or maybe we shouldn't record it if you don't.
No, I mean, I love the venue is great. It just depends on who's running the mic. You know, depending on who the producer is, the mics can be very, very different.
And
You know, Tiny Cupboard, they're always the same, but at Eastville, it just totally
and
depends.
I think, Evan, this is where the role of moderator and the host comes in. That's a very pivotal role to liven up the crowd and like to draw the boundaries. Like I was saying in the last, open mic with Mark, that Mark said, "Don't be an asshole," but I am a certified asshole. You know, so
Well, it's also like, are you promoting the mic? Because it depends on, you know, like at Williamsburg Comedy Club, they're always the house mic, and they only have so many, and so
As yeah, they keep
people are
moving me
going to go to
around.
the club. You know, they're not necessarily going for the specific host. You know, but at
What do you
Eastville,
mean? I just
yeah,
joking.
no. I mean, you're the fact that you're hosting there. I mean, same thing with the stand.
Yeah,
If they had
I'm just. Yeah,
something
they
like
wanted
that.
to do this Wednesday. It'll be the fourth day of the week that my mic's on because they keep adding shows. They're selling pretty well. The reason we moved from Thursday is the club put a 6 p.m. show on Thursdays, and they were like, "Do you want to move it?" I mean, can you move it to Wednesday? I was like, "Yeah, sure."
do you
So we'll
host at
see
the
this.
stand as well?
Huh?
You host at stand as well?
No,
Okay.
this is the Williamsburg is the only one I do on now.
I've never been to the stand. Yeah.
That's a beautiful venue. You know?
Yes. I've heard. Yeah. I would like to explore it sometime.
Yeah, there was something.
Well, it's an upper Williamsburg is kind of a top tier venue as far as the stage, the seating, the lighting, the sound. It's got all the things that you need, you know, to be a top tier
I don't
club.
know. Did you guys know they until they found the new owner, they had like a GoFundMe for like 250,000. So I thought it was going to close, but new owner saved it. So they
That's what I
seem to
thought.
be doing pretty good. No,
That's what I thought when James said that. That
yeah,
there it's his last show, and they were kind of uncertain about what's going to happen. So I think it is from that time and when the new management took over.
it'll be great when we show up or I show up on Wednesday and they're shuttered. I'm like, well, I guess they didn't make it.
Mark, there is 1 minute left, and it's going to disconnect anytime. So thank you so much for your time.
Oh
And
yeah, this was a lot of
thank you
fun. Yeah.
for hosting your amazing mic at Williamsburg Comedy. And I
Oh,
would
thanks so much for
like to
saying
add
that.
something. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
All
thanks for
right.
being here.
Oh, thanks so much for having me, fellas. This has been a lot of fun. All
Yeah.
right, I'll see you all sometime soon.
Yeah.
I don't know why I keep waving. All right, take care.
Yeah,
Bye. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. All right, cool.
I would like to hear your housing code bit.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll try to